Hi, my name is Patty Acon, and I'd like to talk to you about the concept of lifelong learning. This topic is significant to me. I have grabbed onto the concept throughout my life that learning is a must, and I am still holding on. I have strived to stay ahead of the game in regards to keeping up with technology, especially. I also take time to read self-help or spiritual books for my own self-fulfillment. Concepts we will cover for lifelong learning are preparing for a personal lifelong learning plan, strategic tips to sustain learning throughout your life, why this is so important, and making the commitment. Commit yourself to lifelong learning. The most valuable asset you'll ever have is your mind and what you put into it. I was once told by a supervisor of mine that no one can ever take your knowledge away. That advice stuck with me, thus leaving a positive impact toward my own personal lifelong learning, in which I just touched upon. Formulating a personal lifelong learning plan is important. At any age, keeping your mind active is essential. Staying physically active is important as well, which can be accomplished by maintaining regular exercise. Another piece to lifelong learning is to keep your spirituality in check. We draw emotional strength and well-being from our spirituality, therefore helping us to live our life to its fullest. Get involved in your community. This can promote a sense of belonging. Some strategic tips to sustain lifelong learning are as follows. First and foremost, read, 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 whether it be by book, Kindle-type reading devices, or online. If you bring your book of choice, for example, to a doctor visit, you can read while waiting. You can keep a to-learn list just like a to-do list. As you accomplish a learning goal, check it off. Make sure you engage in guided thinking. This means once you learn a new skill or concept, take time to reflect on it. If you only take in continuous knowledge and not reflect on that knowledge, you will not digest it effectively. Teaching others is a great way of solidifying your new knowledge. Group learning events can make learning a fun and social experience. Starting an unfamiliar project is another form of lifelong learning. For example, if you don't know anything about artwork, try painting. Additional tips would be to attend online webinars and web conferencing. This information is at your fingertips without travel. They consist of online training and product demonstrations, for example. 15 minutes of daily education for self-enrichment could take place either in the morning or evening. This could be 15 minutes of promised time to yourself since everyday life is so hectic. Volunteering your time is another way of learning new things without even realizing it. Maybe your local church or your child's school could use some help. Just by actively listening to people can be a great way of picking up new things often. You will feel a sense of pride when you reap the rewards of applying your new knowledge to whatever it may be. And lastly, making lifelong learning a priority in your life. If you haven't started it yet, you should make lifelong learning a habit soon. Not only should we continue lifelong learning to obtain and maintain competitive employment, it also helps us to make informed choices about our lives and the societies in which we live. The fact that we now live in the knowledge or information age is another valid reason. The knowledge of today's information is so vital due to the mere fact of the extensive use of computers, iPhones, iPads, iPods, and the list goes on. Lastly, lifelong learning will bring self-fulfillment, which is one of the optimal goals in our lives. Make the commitment, or you may end up like this. Only you can make the choice for lifelong learning. It has to come from within. For most people, there will be few external forces within their lifetime that will guide them toward continual learning. However, in today's busy world, it can be difficult even for those who value the practice of lifelong learning. As you make the journey through life, you will have periods where circumstances prevent you from your learning voyage. That's okay, as long as you get back to it when your time permits. It is learning, individually and collectively, which makes us strong, gives us hope, and carries us forward. This quote reiterates when I spoke about why lifelong learning. Learning throughout your life will bring self-fulfillment, which is one of the optimal goals in our lives. After gaining this self-fulfillment is when you will be able to lend a helping hand to the community in which you live.